hate that bitch. I hate her. I hate that fucking bitch. I fucking hate that fucking bitch.
All right, guys. It is Friday, January 10th, 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Wife just asked me, you coming up to bed? We'll go watch some TV? And I'm like, nope. I want to go make a libtard video. And here we are. We're back at it again, guys. We are going with the Unhinged feral women tonight. Let's get into it.
Your kids are going to be so disappointed when they see the videos that their mom made. Newsflash. I don't want kids. Ever. Want to know why? Because this is my favorite sound. Listen to this. Ready? You hear that? Peace and quiet.
I take it out of my wallet and I turn around and he's like 5 feet away from me, and I just hold out this $20 and I'm like, shit is crazy right now, man. You take this. And he takes it and says, God bless you, and he runs right into that store. I don't care if that man buys himself like a 6-pack of beer. I don't give a fuck what he fucking buys with it. There needs to be goodness in the world right now. I didn't need that $20. I didn't need it. I hope that man eats tonight. I hope he eats.
Just had an ER patient request a different nurse because he didn't want a nurse covered in tattoos with piercings. Homeboy, you have better luck finding a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow than you do finding an ER nurse without massive amounts of trauma that turns into tattoos and piercings. We don't exist. We're all covered in tattoos and piercings to hide our trauma. Sorry.
All right, so I'm not too sure about what she's saying here. I mean, honestly speaking, how many patients are going to say, oh, no, I don't want your help. You got too many tattoos and you got piercings. I'll wait for the next ER nurse. First of all, you're in an emergency room. You don't care who's coming to help you. You just want to get seen. The wait is long enough, and you're obviously there because it's an emergency. So I highly doubt that they're going to say, no, I want a different nurse. Maybe a patient maybe made a comment to her that she took to offense because obviously she's woke. What I'd also like to know is, what does she mean by trauma? Is she stating scars or like physical injury and she's covering it up with tattoos? I really don't get that there. I'm assuming that's what it means. The way that she's describing it, she must mean, all of us ER nurses, we all have a lot of trauma. We covered up with tattoos and piercings. What trauma are you covering up with a piercing? How does that work?
Then why are you boosting my page? Thank you. I appreciate it. Now run along.
Is it okay if I touch you during our consultation?
Yeah.
And my pronouns are she, they, if you wanted to share yours.
I use they, them.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to do with your hair, Chloe?
Every time I feel like I go to get a haircut, it's very it turns out too feminine and pixie cut. And I don't want it to be so feminine and pixie cut.
It's 2025 and I am fucking embarrassed to be an American. And I just want to apologize to the rest of the world and say that there is more than half of us that did not want this, and I am so sorry. I am fucking embarrassed to be an American. That's all I have to say.
So this young lady says that she is embarrassed to be an American, and she's embarrassed to the rest of the world. Truth is, I think America should be embarrassed by individuals such as her with the woke ideologies that they've been pushing for the past couple of years. It's to the rest of the world that has been an embarrassment. I mean, some other countries have gone through this themselves, but the States have always known to be, or have always been known to be like the powerhouse, the giant of the world. And when you start taking the West and you're literally feminizing the men, you become the laughing stock of the world. So the truth is, the rest of the world, majority of it, I mean, look at when Trump won and the streets of England. They were out on the streets watching it on a gigantic screen and jumping up and down cheering. There were so many people worldwide that were super happy that Trump won. So she's got nothing to apologize to the rest of the world for there. When she's talking about more than half of us didn't want this, no, that's complete BS. Kamala did not win the popular vote. I don't know where the libtards are getting this idea, because the final numbers still show that Trump won the popular vote. Now, what they've done is they've narrowed it, 77 million some odd to like 75 million. And the truth is, there will be an audit on this election, and Trump will be the one to do it. And the reason being is because of states like California, Arizona, I think even North Carolina. But Arizona and California, what the hell are you still counting votes for 20 days after when it comes to your senators? And just as soon as your blue overtakes the red, okay, 20 days is enough, he wins. Fake. They cheated. They tried to say that the Republicans cheated. No, the Democrats cheated on the down ticket. There will be an audit, a forensic audit done. And those numbers that are in Senate and in the House will change. The majority will be a higher majority for Team Red.
The only way we would have World War III is if, like, an entire country was being attacked, or, like if an entire group of people were being harmed. And that's not happening right now. Unless you think of Ukraine, because it's the only possible country that could need help. It has nothing to do with the fact that finally someone being harmed looks like us. Finally, I have a reason to care.
What radicalized me? Well, it was working at an Amazon warehouse for a time when I was unemployed and seeking employment. I was like, you know what? A warehouse job pays decently and I'll go and I'll work there. So I applied, did the drug test, passed, and started my first day working at Amazon, a warehouse in San Bernardino. And you know what I witnessed? You know what I saw? I saw people working 12-hour days, sometimes even longer. And what were they doing all day? They were putting sample packs onto Ulta sample things. Just putting the glue on the paper, putting the sample on, putting it in a box. Hours doing that. Hours setting things up for consumerism. Just your whole entire life. I talked to people there and I heard their story. A lot of these people were trying to feed their families and they spent all of their time at the warehouse. All of their time there. Some of these people don't even get days off. Some of these people are there from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m., more than 12 hours. Some of these people spend their entire lives being drained by our consumerism. That radicalized me.
Okay, so coming right out of the gate here, you got to give her credit for one thing. At least she knows that she's radicalized, right? I mean, look at those glasses. It's like she's wearing stop signs for glasses. It's what's with the glasses? It's not just the bullrings. I know the bullrings are another thing that I do in these videos. But what is with the glasses? It's not just that they got to be big. It's they got to be like these wacky designs. And she's literally wearing stop signs. But either way, a lot of people work 12-hour shifts. I don't. I work 8. I wouldn't want to work 12, but some people choose to work 12-hour shifts. Some people are willing to dedicate all their free time to bank up that money, and especially in today's economy, it's really needed. So if you can get those hours, you take those hours. A lot of jobs are tedious and boring. That's a job. That's why people are paid to do those jobs, because somebody who's got the money doesn't want to do it, so they're going to pay another person to do it. The bottom line is, she realized what full-time work is. It snapped something in her head and she just turned full-on libtard.
What are our next steps? I'm going to tell you exactly what. 4B movement and a conceal carry permit.
I'm going to get drunk today and I'm going to act like an angry black fucking woman because I'm fucking angry! I'm mad! I'm upset! I'm angry as fuck, bro! I'm angry. I'm hurt. My feelings are fucking hurt. We always finish last. We always come fucking last to everybody, even our own fucking men. And you niggas mamas be black. This shit is crazy. Y'all got black ass daughters. I'm angry as fuck. I'm gonna get drunk and cause a problem.
Christmas Shoes is obviously the most wretched and unjolly Christmas song of all time. And I know that we all hate it, but if you could just give me a minute to nitpick real quick, I'm gonna do that. In Christmas Shoes, if you're unfamiliar with the lore about a kid buying a Christmas present, shoes for his sick, dying mother, he says, "Sir, I want to buy these shoes for my mama, please. It's Christmas Eve and these shoes are just her size. Could you hurry, sir? Daddy says there's not much time. You see, she's been sick for quite a while. I know these shoes will make her smile." The end line of that verse is, "I want her to look beautiful if mama meets Jesus tonight." All I really have to add to the conversation is that if your mom is on her deathbed, if she is meeting Jesus tonight and daddy says there's not much time, I think that probably the least of our concerns would be buying the shoes, right? Why are you out buying shoes for your mom when she could croak at any second? It's unwise.
All right, so I know this one here. This is just over a Christmas song, but in particular, it's just the mentality. This is why I wanted to bring up this clip and talk about this one. These liberals look for any reason, the radical liberals, that is, look for any reason to rip on Christians and Christianity. Well, Christians and Christianity are the same thing, but Christmas is what I meant to say. And just overall religion, Jesus Christ. They look for any reason to rip on it. So this one here decided that she wanted to nitpick on a song, a Christmas song. So I'm going to nitpick on her. Now, in this song, the kid's mother is sick and dying, right? And the quote that she pulls up, I wrote it down here. "She's been sick for quite a while. I know these shoes will make her smile." The shoes make the dying mother happy. Do you want somebody to die miserable or happy? If they're already terminally ill and they're going to go, aren't you going to do anything for them to make them smile, to make them happy, to make them comfortable? These libtards are just so self-involved that this one, she doesn't even get how important the shoes are in this song. She doesn't get the sentiment behind it. To her, it's unwise. She's very unwise.
It's 6 p.m., 5th of November. Do you know where your political candidate is? I've got a bottle of champagne. Let the games begin, or as a great man once said, commence au festival.
We're excited to see all of the change that this man is going. If you voted for Donald Trump, I sincerely hope that today is a day of celebration for you. I hope that you are excited to see all of the change that this man is going to bring to our country. And when he is in office, and when inflation gets worse, and when the prices of goods are higher because of his tariffs, when taxes are raised for the average American worker, when more women, more sisters, more daughters, more mothers, more wives die because of his abortion bans, when we lose our fight to climate change and we see natural disasters worse than anything we have ever experienced before, when people are losing their cars, their homes, their jobs, their loved ones overnight, losing everything that they have worked their entire lives for, when him and his administration start attacking the rights and the rights protections of marginalized groups like poor people, disabled people, people of color, individuals who are a part of the LGBTQ plus community, women, I hope you feel the weight of your decision. When this man's presidency starts to negatively affect you and the people that you love, I hope that you can look at yourself and know that you played a vital role in making it happen. If you voted for Donald Trump, I sincerely hope that today is a day of celebration.
Okay, this is one that we have a couple things to touch on. There is no abortion bans anywhere in the States. There's no abortion bans. What a liberal considers an abortion ban is a 6-week limit. That to them is a ban. They, unless they truly believe that's a ban, or that there is bans, they don't live in those states. But I mean, it's not hard to research. It's out there. There is actually no state that says, hey, you cannot do this. No, it's a term of 6 weeks. And I think there's 10 different states that do it. Now, climate change. Enough about climate change. To the young people out there, climate change tends to change every 10 years. I'm 49 years old, so I've seen quite a few of them. When I was a kid, it was, hey, the world is going to freeze. Then, oh, acid rain's going to burn everything and destroy the forest and whatnot. Then, in the 80s, this was a really funny one. The ozone layer. There's a big hole in the ozone layer, and the number one cause that they were saying for it back then was women's hairspray. Aerosol cans are putting a gigantic hole in the ozone layer, and we're going to end up being like Venus, where we're going to end up having that, what do you call that? I can't remember the name of that effect is, but where the heat just all gets in by the one hole, but it can never get back out. I think a terrarium or something like that. Then after the ozone layer, they called it global warming. And when nobody was going for that, that's when they labeled it as climate change. To all the young liberals out there, the climate is supposed to change. I know you guys are all believers in science, so maybe look up the science and watch how it goes up and down over time. It's supposed to do that. For the older people out there that are into this climate change agenda, either you guys know what's going on and you're just pushing the narrative as well, and I don't see what you have to gain from that. But I mean, you're brainwashed. There's no other explanation for it. If you're an older individual, like around my age, and you believe this stuff, you are brainwashed. My opinion. She mentions the natural disasters, the huge increased amount of them. All I'm going to say is not all disasters are natural. I'm going to leave that at that. However, I would put money on this. During Trump's term, I'm willing to bet that there's going to be a massive decrease in the amounts of natural disasters and wildfires over the next 4 years. And the ones that do happen, they will be attended to instantly. You won't see like what happened in Lahaina and what's going on in California right now. You won't see things like that happen.
So Congress just certified the election for Donald Trump. Democrats did not object for fear of optics. Optics are more important to them than democracy. So now we know, people, we're on our own. It's up to us. No politician is going to save us. No act of God is going to save us. We are going to save ourselves. Now you decide how you want to fight, what it looks like for you. But the one thing you're not going to do is obey. You will not comply to the fascist agenda unless you agree with it. And if you do, you can never say that you're for freedom, and you can never call yourself a patriot. Today, they certified the death warrant of democracy. And I, for one, am disgusted.
All right, so Goggles McGraw here cannot believe that Trump got certified. I'm not shocked by it. I honestly did think that the left was going to try and pull something that day in Senate, but they didn't. And that only makes sense. They could not object. They got killed in that election. And they tried to use lawfare to stop Trump. So, I mean, that became very obvious. They are very guilty looking. Even, again, today's the 10th, and the Judge Merchan case, Trump got an unconditional discharge. So it's like, you could just leave. You're not in any trouble. There's no penalties on you. There's no probation. We just want to be able to call you a convicted criminal. Pretty useless. But now the big boss is back, and he's pretty pissed off. So this is why the Democrats didn't object at all. And then she's saying, fight, do not obey, do not comply. Doesn't that sound a little J6-ish, like what they're saying? Wouldn't she be playing part in inciting something? These guys they're hypocritical, aren't they? And she's saying, unless you're one of the people that agree with it, that you agree with Trump's upcoming term. A massive majority of Americans do agree with it, as Trump won this in a landslide. So yeah, he's got a mandate to fill. I would say majority of Americans do agree with it. And the next 4 years are going to be just great.
So I've now seen 2 signs in my town that say Democrats for the Orange Man. That has to be fake, right? Like, that has to be put up by, like, MAGA people and, like, is there a single registered Democrat? Like, a registered Democrat. Not somebody who just says, oh, I have more Democratic views. Like, if your card says Democratic Party. What? So here's the other thing. Help me out. I got this in the mail yesterday. I've never seen this picture. Is this a real picture, or is this... What? Like, what's going on? I can't wait for all this to be over. Okay, bye.
All right, so this young liberal here is obviously not the sharpest knife in the drawer. She's about 5 cans short of a 6-pack. She finds it hard to believe that there was actually Democrats voting for Republican on the Republican ticket this year. Look, there's a lot of Democrats out there that don't feel that they left the Democrat Party. They felt that the Democrat Party left them. So they did not agree with the Biden-Harris campaign, or the Biden-Harris ticket is what I should say, or the Harris-Walz ticket in the end. But I mean, the Biden-Harris administration was pretty god-awful. They didn't flatten inflation, and there's a lot of bullwoggy that they put out there, and whatever's on that box with the glass screen with like a Rachel Maddow or a Joy Reid saying something, they just tend to believe everything that comes out of it. Also, I think another pretty strong hint is the fact that Tulsi Gabbard, they were just running her, what was it, in 2020? Yeah, she was in the 2020 election, right? Tulsi Gabbard was like their up-and-coming superstar then. Tulsi Gabbard's with us now. She didn't just leave the Democrats and support Trump. She officially turned Republican now. RFK Jr. Okay, some people think that he's a little bit of a nut. He's got a little bit of, he's a little wacky here and there, but he's still a pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? A pretty predominant, I guess. He was a pretty predominant Democrat. I mean, if he ran on the Democrat ticket and kind of kept his mouth shut by some of the things he wanted to do, they could have actually possibly won this year if RFK Jr. was with the Democrats. But God bless him, he's an honest individual, and he spoke about what he wanted to do, and that did not fit their woke agenda. So things turned out the way they did. Elon Musk, who the whole left loved just a few months ago until they realized that, yeah, he's letting Twitter be free speech. He's not suppressing the left. He's just letting everybody have free speech. But now that he's joined Trump, oh, he's the enemy. But he used to be a Democrat, and Trump himself used to be a Democrat. And the Democrats used to love him when he would open up his wallet to them. But what's more surprising about this clip, and it just proves the indoctrination and the brainwashing and the Rachel Maddowing and the Joy Reading, the fact that this young girl's never seen that picture before, that picture is right up there with this picture it's an infamous picture, or a famous picture. Wrong term there. How could she not have seen that picture? Makes no sense. All right, guys, we got one more coming up. As usual, like, comment, subscribe if you guys are new. God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I have a genuine fucking concern, and I need you guys to hear me out. Why is nobody fucking passionate about anything? Nothing. They're so fucking nonchalant. Everything just, hello? Unfazed. Anything that happens in their life. Nobody fucking cares about interests, hobbies, relationships, friendships. Nothing. There's nothing. You're so fucking dull and lifeless. Wake up! Hello! Like, nobody cares about anything. Everybody's just fucking zombies. Walking around, doing the same thing. Like, oh my god. I'm going to freak out because they make me feel like I'm weird. I'm weird for having interests and liking things and like caring about certain things that happen. Nobody cares about anything. Like, pick a fucking social issue. Pick anything that bothers you. Nothing bothers them. They are so fucking okay with letting life just fucking dry rub them till completion. Care. Please, I'm begging you to care about anything. Please. I'm so sick of this like nonchalant, like, oh, I don't give a fuck about anything. Why? Why don't you care about anything? If something happens to you, why don't you care? Hello? Are you a human? Hello? Like, everything I do, I feel like I am overly passionate about it. Like, anything that happens, like, in my friend group, I'm overly passionate about it. Or, like, anything that just, like, happens to me, around me, any issue that I, like, genuinely care about, I, like, put my whole fucking body into it. Like, I want to be fucking deeply penetrated by life, and y'all just don't fucking care. Y'all just don't fucking care about anything!